As soon as little Ruben let go of his pacifier, he started grabbing onto footballs, or anything that even looked like a round object. By the time he turned 4, he and his older brother Mauro had become inseparable playmates, sharing a passion for the game. Football became their favorite way to pass the time, starting with casual games at home and eventually growing into a shared pastime at local indoor tournaments. These early matches were not only a joy for the boys but became popular events in the community, marking the start of Ruben's journey in football. People who knew Ruben Amorim as a child remember him as both funny and disciplined, a boy who could make anyone laugh yet always kept a steady head. Beyond his love for football, Ruben had a vibrant social side that few outside his early circle might know. He was even called the King of the Dance Floor, a title he lived up to whenever there was a party in his neighborhood. While he enjoyed showing off his dance moves, what he loved even more was watching football matches. Known as a homebody, he often joked about being an unadventurous boy, happy to stay in and keep things simple, as long as football was part of the plan. Ruben's love for football kicked off at a very young age, filled with boundless energy and a noisy enthusiasm that made it clear he was destined for sports. His older brother Mauro, 2 years ahead of him, was already playing on a football team, but Ruben was still considered too young to join. Seeing his passion, Ruben's parents, Virgilio and Annabella, came up with a creative solution. They enrolled him in roller hockey with FC Alverca, which had an age requirement perfect for him. This alternative kept him active and engaged while he waited to join Mauro on the football pitch. Growing up, Ruben Amorim's time at the Alverca Roller Hockey Club was filled with fun and excitement as he met new teammates and made lasting friendships. At a young age, he was placed in goal, and he quickly discovered a natural affinity for the position. Ruben loved wearing the full goalie kit, which included the helmet, chest and arm protector, and lighter leg pads. He took to the role with such passion and skill that many began to think he might be destined for a career in roller hockey rather than football. Ruben's dedication to roller hockey was clear, as he was known for his discipline and commitment to the sport. Amorim's dedication to roller hockey was undeniable. He never missed a single training session. To this day, people who knew him back then still wonder why he made the switch to football. With such focus and passion for roller hockey, it's a question that still lingers for many who remember his time as a promising goalie in the sport. Did you know? Ruben Amorim's talent on the roller hockey rink was undeniable. As a goalkeeper for FC Alverca, his skills helped prevent countless goals, and his contributions led the team to win their first international trophy. At the time, FC Alverca was the talk of the town, and Ruben was quickly making a name for himself. However, despite his promising career in roller hockey, his journey in the sport was about to come to an unexpected and abrupt end. Ruben's decision to walk away from roller hockey came after an unexpected clash that began at home. On one particular day, the only time he was late for a game, Ruben's strong-willed personality clashed with his father's patience. Already frustrated, young Ruben arrived at the rink only to get into a spat with his coach. This coach's remark, meant as a casual observation, struck a nerve with Ruben. He said something along the lines of, "Ruben, didn't sleep much last night, did you? Or maybe you were too busy playing to remember your hockey training?" Those words lingered, sparking an anger in Ruben that marked the end of his roller hockey journey. Up until that point, the sport had been his passion and daily routine. But that one offhand comment changed everything. After almost 2 years as a dedicated player, Ruben decided to leave roller hockey behind for good, setting him on the path toward his future in football. Ruben was deeply upset by the clash, but being so young, he simply didn't return to the rink. Not long after, Virgilio, his dad, began noticing that Ruben was asking for a pair of football boots instead of hockey gear. Nearly 8 years old, Ruben's interest in football became undeniable, and his dream of joining Benfica started to dominate his mind. Reflecting on the incident with the roller hockey coach, Virgilio shared in an interview, "I say this with pride, my son Ruben was always a lovely, excellent child, but when he set his mind on something, there was no changing it. That's why he left hockey. he was already very determined and upset with his coach. He'd even won an international hockey tournament in Vila Franca, but after that argument, he came to me and asked to start training at Benfica's academy. He was almost 8 years old. With the unwavering support and sacrifices of his parents, Ruben Amorim opened the first chapter of what would become a remarkable journey in football. His path to greatness started with futsal, a game that demanded teamwork and skill. In this close-knit environment, Ruben learned the value of contributing to a team, assisting, setting up plays, and scoring goals. His talent shone in a futsal team that dominated local tournaments, sweeping titles across Ribatejo. One of his most cherished memories from this period was winning the district championship of AF Setúbal with Ginásio de Carolhos, a victory that fueled his drive for a future in the sport, after leaving roller hockey. He dreamed of taking a path that would lead him to join the academy of his dreams. Thankfully, that happened as Ruben Amorim joined the youth team of his dream club, Benfica. His first coach, Professor Rui Oliveira, along with assistant coach Antonio Bastos Lopes, quickly saw Ruben's potential and developed a close bond with him. The coaches were already friends with Ruben's father, Virgilio, through his older brother Mauro, who also played for the club. Recognizing young Ruben's talent, the coaches urged Virgilio to make sure he never missed a training session, convinced they had a budding genius on their hands. Another key mentor was Fernando Chalana, a celebrated football talent of his era who sadly passed away in 2022. Chalana treated Ruben like family, guiding him with a fatherly touch that left a lasting impact on the young player's career. During the 1993-94 season, young Ruben began building friendships that would last a lifetime. Among these was João Pereira, a fellow footballer who quickly became one of his closest friends. Years later, their paths crossed again when Ruben coached João at Sporting CP, where João played until his retirement at 37. This friendship endures to this day, resembling the bond Ruben shares with his cousin, Bruno Sameo, whom he affectionately calls his brother from another mother. At age 12, Ruben was already showcasing his talent as part of the AF Lisboa national team, marking his early years with strong connections and budding success. Ruben Amorim's playing style was thoughtful and grounded, marked by a simplicity and intelligence that made him a standout. He approached the game with honesty and confidence, and his personality shone through in every play. Surrounded by talented teammates, he knew he had to work harder to make his mark, a challenge he took on with determination. Known for his focus during training, it was during this period that he started to show his versatility. Originally a central midfielder, he sometimes found himself asked to play on the left. Though this change initially frustrated him, he quickly adapted, excelling in the new role with an impressive understanding of the game no matter where he played. One of the proudest moments in Ruben Amorim's early career came when he captained Benfica in a heated derby against their fiercest rivals, Sporting CP. He proudly led Benfica as captain in the derby against the very team that would one day define his managerial career journey. Even as a young leader, Ruben had a way of connecting with his teammates, both on the field and in the dressing room, always exchanging ideas and communicating clearly. His leadership style was marked by confidence and clarity. Ironically, though, destiny would later lead him to his greatest career success with the very club he once saw as a rival, Sporting CP. In October 1997, a pivotal moment unfolded for Benfica when João Vale e Azevedo took the reins as the club's 34th president, winning the election against Abilio Rodrigues and Luís Tadeu. Vale e Azevedo's leadership brought immediate and drastic changes that created uncertainty for both players and staff. Only 13 years old at the time, Ruben Amorim was caught up in these sweeping transformations, receiving the first significant setback of his young career. Under Vale e Azevedo's directive, Benfica's B teams were disbanded, leading to the release of dozens of players, including many young academy talents like Ruben. For Ruben, this was a painful experience, one he wouldn't forget. Reflecting on this difficult chapter, Virgilio Amorim, Ruben's father, once shared, "That man destroyed 5 years of Benfica's youth development. Ruben cried his heart out, all the kids did. During this challenging time, Ruben Amorim was already facing major changes at home, with his parents separating, a shift that meant moving with his mother, Annabella, and brother Mauro to Charnica de Caparica, close to Corroios in Almada. This new neighborhood, on the south bank of the Tagus, came with its own challenges and a different environment, one that was less sheltered than the quiet schools he was used to. In Corroios, young Ruben had to adjust to a new reality, one that wasn't always safe. He even recalls being robbed there a couple of times. These were difficult days, not only because of family changes but also due to his unexpected release from Benfica, the club he dreamed of. Balancing these struggles was not easy for young Ruben, and they became defining moments that he carried forward as he began the next chapter of his journey. After Ruben's unexpected release from Benfica, several of his close friends joined him at CAC de Pontinha, creating a solid, tight-knit team. Ironically, Sporting CP quickly reached out, hearing that these promising young talents were suddenly available. But despite the opportunity, Ruben, a devoted Benfica fan, had little interest in wearing the jersey of his boyhood club's rival. Fast forward 24 years, and fate led him back to Sporting, this time as a coach, bringing renewed hope to its fans. Before that chapter began in 2021, Ruben spent a transformative period at which he joined at 17, stepping into the next stage of his journey. At that young age, Ruben felt he'd made one of his best choices as a footballer by joining Belenenses. His cousin Bruno Samayo, also a player at the club, had encouraged him to take it on as a fresh challenge. Even with a fractured arm, Ruben went out to train with the youth team, showing his resilience. Reflecting on that time, Bruno recalls, "I was already at Belenenses and had told the coach about Ruben. Despite his injury, he came to train, and the coach placed him in central defense to protect him from direct play. By the end of practice, the coach came up to me and said, 'Thank you, Bruno. You were right, we've got a star here.'" This marked the beginning of Ruben's 6-year journey with Belenenses, a time that would prove transformative for his career and ultimately lead him to new heights in football. From the moment he joined Belenenses, his career as a footballer became very rich. He would go on to spend 5 seasons as a professional in the Belenenses senior team before forgiving his old club, Benfica, who begged to have him back. With his beloved Benfica, Ruben earned a Portuguese national team call, where he played alongside notable names like William Carvalho, the veteran Pepe and the great Cristiano Ronaldo. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel Football Biography for more football story and tell us what you think about Ruben Amorim in the comments section.